Hello students, welcome once again to my channel. Now in this section we have a trig function over here. Now we have sin x plus cos s plus tan s plus sec s plus cosec s plus cot s being equal to 7, and then we are to find sin x plus cos s, right? So if all of that equal to 7, then sin s plus cos s will be equal to what? So that is basically what we are going to do. So before we do that, since we are looking for sine and also that of cos, then what we are going to do is that we have sine here, we have cos here, we have tan, sec, cosec and cot. Let's write tan. So what we are going to do is that write tan in terms of sine and cos. So writing tan in terms of sine and cos, we are just going to get that one to be sine x divided by cos x. And then also when we have sec x in terms of sine and cos, sec s will just be cos s here divided by sine x. And then we have cosec x here. Cosec x is just going to be 1 over cos s, and then cot here is just cot s is just going to be 1 over sine x, right? So now since we have everything in terms of sine and cos, let's try and substitute that into the general equation. So we have sine x here plus cos x here, right, plus tan is just we have sine x divided by cos s, and then we have sec being cos s here divided by sine x, and then we have cosec s, we have 1 over cos s here, and then we have cot, which is 1 over sine x here, right? All of that equal to 7, right? So now let's further simplify that. So we have sine x plus cos s here. Now let's simplify this so we can have the whole of that being equal to 7. So we can have over here, if you look at the denominator, the LCM is just cos s and then sine x, right? So this goes into that, we have sine squared x, right? And then this goes into that, we have plus cos squared x. This goes into that, we have just sine, and then this goes into that, we have just cos s here, right? Now from here we know that from trig we have cos squared x plus sine squared x equal to 1, right? So if cos squared s plus sine squared s equal to 1, which means that the whole of that goes into 1, right? So if the whole of that is 1, then we are going to get sine x here plus cos x here, right? And then plus 1 here, then plus sine x here plus cos x here, remember, divided by cos s sine x. Let's put them in a bracket, being equal to 7. Now this is what we have. Now remember the question say we should find sine s plus cos s, right? So from here what we are going to do is that we are going to represent sine s plus cos s as to a variable. So let's say a variable, any variable at all. Let's consider, so we let's say t here equal to sine s plus cos s, right? If t equal to sine s plus cos s, then which means that remember what we have over here, we have this one as a sum, right? We have another sum here, right? But then we have a product over here. So if we have sine s plus cos s being equal to t, then what about their product, right? So let's find the product of cos s plus sine s, and we can find that by basically squaring both sides, right? So all right, so let's continue here. So when we square both sides, we just have t squared here, right? We have t squared here being equal to sine x here plus cos s here, all squared. So this is just going to be t squared, and this will just give us sine s squared plus 2 sine x cos s, then plus cos squared s. What we did was to expand that, right? So from here, we are just going to get so we have the product over here, right? But then remember that sine squared s plus cos squared s equal to 1. So we have sine squared s plus cos squared x here. So we have 2 sine s, and then we have cos s here. Remember, all of this goes to 1, and then we are left with 2 sine s cos s. Remember, we are looking for the product, so basically this goes to the other side. We have -1 being equal to 2 sine s cos s, and therefore sine x cos s here, right, will be equal to t squared minus 1 divided by 2. So let's call this 2, and then let's refer to the first part. The first part we have, let's call it 1. And remember, this is the general one, right? So if, let me quickly write the general one again. So we have sine x plus cos s here plus 1 over sine x here plus cos x here divided by cos s sine x here being equal to 7, right? So now from the first equation, the sum of cos s and sine s is just equal to t. So we are going to substitute that. So we have t, right, plus, and then we have 1 here, then sine x plus cos s is still t being divided by their product, and their product here we had to be t squared minus 1 divided by 2 being equal to 7, right? So quickly we can write this as t plus, so this goes up, we have 2 into bracket 1 plus t here divided by t squared minus 1 here equal to 7, right? So now we've made the equation easier to solve now. So we are going to find what t is, right? So let's continue here. So with that, if you look at t squared minus 1, you know that t squared minus 1 is just basically from the t squared plus 1 and then t minus 1, right? So let's substitute that. So t plus 2 into bracket 1 plus t here over, we have t plus 1, and then we have t minus 1 here, right, being equal to 7, right? So with this we'll get rid of that, and then we are left with t plus just 2 over t minus 1 here being equal to 7. And then with this, in order for us to, let's simplify that. So we can simplify this by just multiplying all side by t minus 1. So multiplying all side by t minus 1, then we have just t minus 1 here multiplied by t plus 2 equal to 7 here multiplied by t minus 1. So we have t squared minus t plus 2 being equal to 7t minus 1. So grouping items, we have t minus t here minus 7t, then plus 2 here, and then we have, sorry, this is 7 multiplied by, so we have positive 7 here. So we have t squared minus 8t plus 9, right? Remember, is equal to 0. So this is what we have. Now we have a quadratic equation over here. So solving a quadratic equation, realize that we have to solve the quadratic equation. So quickly, let's use the quadratic formula. So using the quadratic formula, we have this is y. So we have minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac being divided by 2a, right? So if we look at the whole thing over here, from as squared plus bs plus c being equal to 0, realize that the coefficient of s squared here, which is a here, is just 1. Comparing this, the whole of that to that, so we are comparing both of them, right? So we have v here being equal to -8, and then c here is just 9. So from here we just have our y here being equal to b is just so negative negative will be positive 8 plus or minus square root of negative 8 squared, which is just 64 here, minus 4 multiplied by 1 4 multiplied by 9 here, just 36 being divided by 2 multiplied by 1, which is just 2. So from here we just have being equal to 8 plus or minus square root of 28 here being divided by 2, and then we can further simplify this. So let's simplify this further. So from here we just have y here being equal to 8 plus or minus, now 28 here is just given as the square root of 7 roots 2 root 7, so we have 2 root 7 here being divided by 2, and then y here will just be equal to, so let's further simplify that. So we're just going to get 2 multiplies each of the side 4 plus or minus square root of 7, so we are just going to get 4 plus 7, and then also we have 4 minus 7, right? So that will be the possible values of t. So we have basically t being equal to 4 plus 7, and then also we have 4 minus 7. Now from here the value of t is just going to be that, so what we have to do is to discard the whole of that, right? Why? Because if we take cos, right, cos and also sine functions, cos and sine functions, cannot be greater than 1, or it cannot be higher than 1, so therefore we are going to discard t equal to 4 plus root 7, so we take the value as that, right? So therefore we can conclude that sine x here plus cos x here, right, is equal to 4 minus the root of 7, and that will be the value. So thank you very much for joining me in this section. I hope this session was helpful, and if you are new here, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in another section.